महान देव, देव जागेश्वर महान देव, देव जागेश्वर महान देव, देव जागेश्वर महान देव, देव महेश्वर महान देव, देव महेश्वर महादेव, देव महेश्वर महादेव, देव रामेश्वर महादेव, देव रामेश्वर महादेव, देव रामेश्वर महादेव, देव महेश्वर महादेव, देव महेश्वर महादेव। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। 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 ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः 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 शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम गाओ शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम बोलो शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय, शिवाय नमः। ओम देव महेश्वर महादेव, देव महेश्वर महादेव, देव महादेव देव महेश्वर महादेव देव महेश्वर महादेव देव महेश्वर महादेव देव महेश्वर तेजस्विना वधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. All together.
Welcome to Satsang. I hope wherever you are, you're having a beautiful Sunday. It's a time where there's so much uncertainty outside. But where the opportunity to anchor ourselves and ground ourselves in that which is certain, stable on the inside is so beautiful. A time like we've never had before. With the stress from the outside, really making us look at what's important, what really matters. And every day it's so important to just keep rechecking yourself. Because when you are stuck in your house, stuck in an apartment, it's so easy to get caught up in little things, to start thinking that paint chip is the problem, or this tile in the corner not being right is the problem, or this habit of the people you're sharing the quarantine experience with are the problem. And so a lot of times we end up taking that stress out on tiny little things around us. Oh my God, that peeling paint on the wall. Oh my God, that annoying habit of my kid or spouse or in-law. And it's so important, it's always important, but it's especially important right now, to keep recalibrating, rechecking. How much am I absolutely being anchored in this moment? How much am I being aware, conscious, mindful in this moment? And how much am I getting stuck in a spiral, a whirlpool of drama in my ever smallening world? And so it's really important, don't do that. Don't let yourself get caught up in the stress over a peeling paint chip or an annoying habit of someone you're in lockdown with, or tiny little things that we're focusing on because we can't go out, because that which is happening outside is both so unknown. To follow a few simple steps that protect us, like stay home, but then internally to step up to this extraordinary time and really ask ourselves, what matters now? Not how quickly can I get done? Not, oh my God, Amazon only delivered, 12 of the 15 items I ordered, and out of those 12, 3 of them they got wrong. But really, anchored in what matters. And anchored in, how am I using these precious minutes? And how am I so grateful for the health I still experience? When so many people are suffering and dying around me, am I aware of the grace it is to be healthy? And again, of course, this is true all the time. This coronavirus is going to be a great habit maker for how we live. It's like life in a microcosm. Life in quarantine, in lockdown. Because death is always looming. Loss is always looming. Stress is always there. This is just a heightened and heightened and heightened and heightened and heightened on mega doses of heightening of our experience of life. But there's nothing different about this than life. There's always a threat of dying. There's always a threat of loss. There's always separation. Now we've got enforced physical separation. But the experience of separation that so many of us live with, feeling separate from ourselves, separate from God, separate from each other, even if we are under the same roof. That's there all the time also. And so every lesson that we learn, every way that we figure out how to step up, consciously awake to what Corona is asking of us, how to come together across all borders and boundaries, how to stop the nonsense, stop the fighting, and realize that we have a greater enemy. Now the enemy is Corona. But in life, we've got a lot of common enemies. Environmental destruction, loss of our planetary water resources, climate change. We'll have plenty of common enemies around which together we can gather even after that. And that it's essential that we gather together, not just an opportunity, but essential. Because today it's Corona, tomorrow it'll be something else, next year it'll be something else. So every day ask yourself, with no judgment, do not criticize yourself. You lost your temper, no problem. Tomorrow's a new day. You binge watched Netflix all day long, no problem. Tomorrow's a new day. You got drunk and ate chocolate cake, no problem. Tomorrow's a new day. But with tomorrow on the horizon, let's ask ourselves, how present can I be? with these moments? How awake can I be in these moments? How conscious can I be in these moments? Because other than staying home and washing our hands, that's all that's asked of us. Let's take this opportunity. So I'll ask you every day in satsang, but don't wait for satsang. Ask yourself anyway, in the morning when you get up, lathering up in the shower, when you close your eyes for a few minutes before each meal, whenever you think about it. Just check in. How am I doing? How awake am I? How present am I? Not so present? No problem. It's a new moment. Become present now. We'll begin with a question that's come on Facebook that says, is there a way other than living in an ashram to create a balanced life in which I earn money and am spiritual? Of course. You don't have to live in an ashram in order to live a spiritual life. An ashram, and also it's important to say this, neither an ashram nor a retreat center nor vows of renunciation nor anything exempts us from the working of the human mind. So it's not that you walk in the doors of an ashram or you walk in the doors of a meditation center or a retreat center or a temple or a church and suddenly you're spiritual. Suddenly somehow with your shoes, your greed and lust and ego just get left at the door. You still have to do the work wherever you are. What ashrams and meditation centers and places, monasteries, places that are dedicated to spiritual life, what they give us is an opportunity. An opportunity, not having to get up every day, fight traffic, sit on a subway, show up in an office, punch a time clock, go home at the end of the day, pick up groceries on the way, put dinner on the table, clean up after dinner, get some extra work done, get to sleep, do it all again. Gives us an opportunity to dedicate ourselves to spiritual practice. In our seated practice, our meditation, our prayers, and also in our service. So rather than work in our daily life, which is usually about how much I'm making, bringing home the bread, getting that raise, getting that promotion, buying things I want with the money I'm making. Instead of that, in our ashrams, it's about learning to be tools for God. So it's not about, as Puja Swamiji always says, what for me, but rather it's about what through me. But that's also just an opportunity. You still have to take it. You could be doing seva, but if your mind is wrapped up in what for me, why am I not properly getting appreciated, or why am I not properly getting recognized, or why does someone else have more fun seva than I do? You're not benefiting from that. So the ashram is just an opportunity. You still have to do the inner work. And in the same way, not being in an ashram doesn't deprive you of the opportunity. It just, there's more noise. There's more noise when we are getting up, fighting traffic, punching time clocks, in a place where people are pretty much focused on competition, getting ahead, in a world where people tend to be focused on satisfying sensual desires or just getting entertained, or the kind of eat, drink, and be merry philosophy of life. But even in that outer world, you can be deeply spiritual. There's nothing that says you have to buy into groupthink just because everyone else is thinking about something. I have to. So if your dharma, if your pull is to live not in an ashram, to have a job that's making money, to be in a family, nothing wrong with that. You do not need to feel like you're making an unspiritual decision. But you, like people even in ashrams, have to commit that you want to live a spiritual life. And what that means is, whatever you're doing, whether it's on the subway, whether it's sitting in traffic, whether it's in your place of work, whether it's buying groceries or cooking dinner or running errands, that you're doing it from a perspective of spirituality, meaning from a place of spirit. Rather than it being about competition or how much I'm getting or earning or achieving, everything you do becomes an opportunity to interact with the world as spirit, as oneness. Whether it's looking at the lady checking you out at the grocery store, looking at the parking attendant in the garage at your office, looking at colleagues, wherever it is. Everywhere you go, you have an opportunity to be spiritual. When you speak about that balance of making money, though, it's important to ask ourselves how I'm making the money and also how I'm spending it. Because one of the non-negotiables about a spiritual life is transparency and alignment. If how I'm living any part of my life is not in alignment with what I believe, I'm going to have a very hard time meditating. It's hard to sleep even, let alone meditate. And so in order for us to really open and unfold as spiritual beings, our lives have to be in alignment. How I speak, how I live, how I treat people around me. And again, whether it's an ashram, whether it's your place of work, whether it's the neighbors, whether it's the people on the subway, whether it's your family members. But how I treat people. How I spend my time. How I am taking care of myself, if that's making money. Is what I'm doing something that is harming the world? Is it something that's contributing to the problem? And if so, well, you may want to think about another job. You may want to think about another way of making money that's more in alignment with your values and your ethics. We find it difficult to be spiritual if you're spending 8-10 hours a day making money in something that is not in alignment with what you know is right. But the good news is there's a lot of places out there that could be in alignment, and they may not pay as much. One of the tragedies is that oppression, suppression, exploitation, it tends in a short period of time, it tends to look lucrative. And so a lot of people get kind of blindsided into thinking, well, in order to make money, I have to be part of a system that is exploiting and oppressive and suppressive. And the truth is, you don't. You absolutely don't. But it means that you may have to be prepared to do with a little bit less. But at least you're going to be able to sleep and to meditate and to be in alignment with your heart. And that's worth a lot more than bringing home extra money in a way that causes you to split inside between what I do and how I think. So as long as what you're doing is in alignment, then absolutely that balance is maintainable. But you just have to do it. But don't think you can't. You can. You just have to be conscious and aware and plan and then implement.
The next question we'll take is coming from the live chat on YouTube tonight. And they're asking, Sadhviji, could you please tell us about what exactly one experiences in the state of, quote, bliss?
So I hesitate because everyone's experiences are different. And one of the dilemmas that a lot of us face on a spiritual path is we go about it the same way that we go about academics or our career, where we're constantly judging and looking and comparing ourselves to other people. We do it in our yoga classes. Oh, that person's, better than I am. I should stretch as much as that person does. And then you hurt yourself. We do it in our meditation. If you're sitting in a group, God, that person hasn't budged. I haven't heard any noise from them, but oh my God, I have to change the cross of my legs. My knee is killing me, but I shouldn't. Or we judge others. Oh God, my God, can't he stop moving? Either way, we're not actually in meditation or yoga. We're in separation. And so on a spiritual path, when we talk about the states that we experience on the path, bliss, as you've asked, samadhi, moksha, enlightenment, awakening, and all of the different aspects and experiences and states that we experience. If you ask 10 people, they're going to describe it to you in 10 different ways. And so I always really hesitate to describe things because then people think, oh, maybe I'm not really feeling bliss because it's not what she said. Maybe my meditation isn't as good because it's not how she described it. And so it's really important to realize there is no right way or better way of feeling bliss, feeling union. But here's some things you can look for. Real bliss comes in a state of expansion. Because expansion is the truth of who I am. This physical body and my identity as it is the core illusion that all of our spiritual practices are aimed to free us of. So a state of expansiveness, infinity, is my true state. So bliss is going to be experienced in a state of expansion. It's going to be experienced in a state of perfection. Meaning, we have the awareness, the experience, the knowing that all is perfect, that all is one, that all is beautiful, that all is God, that all is blissful. And this is what is so deep and so important about our spiritual life. And we still have to bend down and help up the person in front of us who's fallen. And we still have to feed those who are hungry. And we still have to treat those who are sick. And we still have to do everything we can do because we are a core aspect of that perfection. It's not perfection separate from us. It's not everything is perfect, therefore I don't have to do anything. It's perfection experienced in oneness, which is I am one with all that is. I am that. When we chant so hum, I am that. I'm one with all. All is perfect. Not minus me. Not me sitting on the couch eating potato chips, not doing my dharma or duty. But all is perfect because through me perfection is happening. But of course not through this me, because that's the illusion. That's the false identification. Through all of me, through that expansive, infinite one me. All is perfection. And so there's birth and there's death and there's destruction and there's regeneration, creation. There's light, there's dark, there's night, there's day. In that infinity. Where I'm dependent upon a particular state or place or time of day or income, it's not the full bliss. It may be a taste of it. Like a drop is a taste of the ocean. It may give us the vision of where we are going. But as long as I can only experience it in a box, in a situation, as long as so-and-so isn't talking to me, as long as such and such is not near me, as long as XYZ don't happen, then it's not the ultimate bliss. But that's okay. We take what we can get. And slowly, slowly, as we keep meditating, as we keep praying, as we keep serving, and clearing space within us, those moments become longer. The spaces between them become shorter. And I'm able to touch more of an expanded, an infinite experience of bliss.
The next question was asked by Rahul Jain on Facebook a few days ago.
Okay.
And he's asking, does the law of attraction work?
Does the law of attraction work? Yes, of course it works. It has been, I believe, though, misunderstood at times. So the law of attraction says several things, but in short and in gist, like attracts like. But on a deeper level, the reason for that is we are creating our own life. And so the deeper level of that law of attraction is, as I really think, as on the inside, so I will create on the outside. It's like that beautiful story I love of the old man who's sitting on the road, and there's a young boy with him, and they're sitting on a dirt path, and a man walks up the path and says to the old man, "How are the people in the village along the way?" And the old man says, "Well, where are you coming from? How were the people there?" And the man who's walking says, "Oh God, I was coming from this horrible place. The people there were liars and cheaters and thieves." And the old man said, "I am so sorry, but the people in the village up ahead are exactly the same." And the man thought, "Oh God," and with a heavy heart he continued on the way. A little while later, another man came up and he said, "Baba, old man, how are the people in the village up ahead?" And the old man said, "Well, where are you coming from? How are the people there?" And and the man said, "God, they were beautiful, beautiful people, so kind and caring and loving and generous." Excuse me. And the old man said, "Well, guess what? The people in the village up ahead are exactly the same." So the man was so happy, kept going. And the little boy said, "How is that possible? You told the first guy the people in the village up ahead are liars and cheats and stealers. You told the second guy the people are beautiful. There's only one village up ahead. How is it possible?" And the old man said, "It depends on what they see. The first person, his vision was seeing liars and thieves and cheaters. The second guy, he was seeing love and sharing and caring, compassion. So that's what they'll find." So on the deepest level, the law of attraction says, I am literally creating my experience. As I think, so I create. Energetically, the vibrational energy that I am putting out into the world is creating the experience in that world. And therefore, that's what I'm going to experience. And so if I am living in an internal experience of abundance, I'm going to experience abundance. But here's where it gets misunderstood. It gets misunderstood as if I meditate on abundance, suddenly I'm going to open my eyes and there's going to be a pile of money in front of me. That's not what the teaching is about. Abundance is not about how many bills are in a mound of money in front of you. Abundance is not about the ability to build a mansion while other people live in slums. Abundance is about the experience of knowing my cup runneth over. Abundance is knowing I am enough. Not only enough, but more than enough. I even can share. Abundance is that in which we know I am overflowing. And it's not about the amount I have. And so if your vision is, I'm going to meditate on money, and therefore because of this law of attraction, when I open my eyes, there's going to be a mound of it there. And if it doesn't work, it's just because I've got the wrong book or the wrong technique. No. Recognize that what your internal experience is it one of lack? Do you move through the world feeling not enough? Well, then that's what you're going to create. You're going to bring into your world people and experiences that will keep making you not have enough or not be enough. But if you have an internal awareness of abundance of the self, abundance of the world, of the planet, that's what you're going to experience as you move through the world. Doesn't even necessarily mean that in sheer volume more is going to come to you, because we already have it all. It's about my experience as I move through the world. So yes, it works, but realize it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about co-creating your own experience. You want to find love? Become love. Exude love. Manifest love. You want to live in prosperity and abundance? Realize you already are abundant. Manifest that. Live that. Exude that. You want to live in peace? Realize you are peace. Manifest that. Exude that. It may not necessarily change the whole world. Slowly, if enough of us do it, it will. It's the power of collective prayer and intention and unity. But at least in the meantime, it will certainly create the world in which you live, your individual world of abundance, of peace, not separate from others, but as one with others. Because no experience of abundance can last unless it includes all. No experience, as coronavirus is teaching us, no experience of safety or health can last unless it includes everyone. So slowly, we have to come together and use this power, not just about how can I get rich quick, but how can we live in an awareness of abundance so that we stop having to grab and exploit and oppress and suppress and steal and harm in order to feel that we have enough. How can we, each of us, through changing our frequencies, our thoughts, our brainwaves, together, change the world? Or rather, change all of our collective experience in the world. It's not the world we have to change. It's those of us living in the world. And we can do that if each of us realizes we are creating our own life, our own truth, our own existence. So let us create exactly the world we want.